Hello, everybody. My name is Cassandra Delgado, and I'll be talking about the readings for the week. And it'll be going over the academic registers and how they're used in dual language setting. So, first, what is an academic register? An academic register is a style of language used in formal academic settings. So, it's just the way we say certain things or the way we use language in school or like in a professional environment. So, I want to talk a little bit about the video first. So in the video we watch, we see how they are teaching the students using academic vocabulary. So we see a high use of academic vocabulary. That's how they start. We do see a lot of anchor charts of the teacher explaining certain things using visuals, and then we do see culture inclusion, which is mentioned in the video, which is also very important when we're discussing learning a new language or becoming a bilingual person. So academic registers in the book Building Academic Languages in chapter 3. So I did want to focus on a quote I read in chapter 3, which is saying in page 57, producing language pushes learners to process new languages at a more deeper level. So I think this is important because, as you mentioned, it is important for students to already come in with certain registers of academic language. So, for example, we have students that have been in school and they do know English and they're trying to learn Spanish. It is important that they already are familiar with the vocabulary that it's being used or certain things and rules that we use. So, in this quote, it says that it is producing language pushes learners to process new language at a more deeper level. I think it's important because it's basically saying that if a student is already producing the language, is already speaking academically, it's gonna be beneficial for them to reach higher when they're learning their new language and just be able to do deeper learning. So something I also thought that was important in this chapter was how it mentions the importance of modeling, scaffolding, and read alouds when we're trying to process a student from one language to the other. So we're continuing academic registers, but now we're doing for the book The Language of Schooling. And then we did read chapter 3, Linguistic Features of Academic Registers. So a quote I wanted to get from this chapter is certainly it is important that classrooms provide meaningful opportunities for students and teachers to share experience that become the focus of spoken and written languages. So I think this is important because, again, we're talking about these academic registers, and something I've read in other classes or just are familiar as a bilingual teacher is that many of these students are coming in and they do have, for example, I teach dual language here in El Paso, and a lot of them are learning English, but they do have the social language in English. So they're able to ask to go to the restroom or just kind of interact with others and they pass by, but we're missing the academic aspect of it. So that's where I think they have a little bit of a hard time. So I think this is why it's important because in this chapter we talked about how we have to provide meaningful lessons. So it's just these opportunities for the students to really practice their academic language and then just be able to really have meaningful lessons and experiences for them that will be beneficial for their learning and hopefully become proficient in both languages. So now we're going to talk about the WIDA. So, ¿qué es WIDA? Este sí estaba en español, so este lo voy a explicar en español. Pero WIDA son estudiantes, es los estándares que ayudan a los estudiantes bilingües y multilingües. So, unas cosas, lo que puse aquí al lado son los valores de WIDA, que dicen el marco de referencia de los artes del lenguaje del español, el marco de los estándares del desarrollo auténtico del lenguaje español, and the English Language Development Standards Framework. So, unas cosas que se me hizo importante cuando leí este artículo sobre WIDA es que se enfoca mucho en lo social en la enseñanza. So, por ejemplo, habla mucho del desarrollo social y interactivo, habla de los culturales, sociales y emocionales. So, eso se refiere a que los estándares están puestos para ayudar a estos estudiantes que son bilingües o multilingües que sigan cultivando sus estándares emocionales, sociales, culturales. Y eso se me hizo muy importante. So, un poquito más, Vida habla también sobre el programa Dell, que también se me hizo, Dell, que se me hizo importante. So, su objetivo es proveer a los maestros de estudiantes bilingües o multilingües del kinder al doceno grado con estándares a nivel de expectativas del lenguaje que informan el desarrollo del lenguaje español. El marco Dell informa la instrucción, el currículo, la capacitación profesional y las evaluaciones del desarrollo del lenguaje en español. Y esto se refiere a los estándares que seguiríamos en el español que ayudarían a los estudiantes a retener su lenguaje lo más posible. So, eso se me hizo importante. De hecho, creo que lo he visto solamente una vez cuando estaba haciendo mis exámenes, pero no es algo que he visto tanto, eso sí se me hizo muy interesante ver. Es prácticamente la protección del lenguaje y de la cultura de ciertos estudiantes cuando están aprendiendo un nuevo lenguaje. Eso se me hizo muy importante y es algo que sí se necesita mucho cuando estamos enseñando a nuestros estudiantes ser bilingües, pero no nada más ser bilingües casual, pero poder ser como con cultura emocionalmente, poder saber y entender ambos lenguajes. Pero sí, y estas serían mis referencias. Usé ambos libros, la de The Language of Schooling and Building Academic Language, al igual que el video en YouTube. Y esto es todo. Muchas gracias.